There we go. Yo, what it do? We're back again.
Yes, sir.
Episode 132, The Grounded Show.
And another one.
Facts, man. Shout out to AJ, man. He been hooking us up with the
Big time.
visuals and the
Big
vibes.
time,
Last
man.
week, not last week. The last couple weeks episode that we did was a big hit.
Big
People was
time.
rocking with it.
Yeah. We got a lot of engagement.
A lot of people had a lot to say about the boxing takes we had. You know what I mean?
I love it though. That's what we're looking for. You know what I mean? We're not looking for everybody to agree with us. We're looking for
facts.
people to engage with us.
But yeah, man, seems like a lot of the boxing stuff has kind of died down, at least for the time being.
Yeah.
One thing that recently happened that we was just talking about before we turned the cameras on was the LeBron James decision.
Yeah.
So when I was thinking about it, I was wondering if it had anything to do with this rumored league that LeBron is supposedly talking. Yeah. I believe I don't remember if this part is exactly true, but I believe the rumor is that he's talking to maybe somebody in the Saudi government because they're doing a lot of like entertainment based stuff. Mm-hmm. They're really trying to like aggressively get into like the United States entertainment like world. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're hosting a WrestleMania. They had that live golf thing. Mm-hmm. They did the boxing event that we were talking about. You know what I mean? So they're really aggressively trying to get into that. But there's been a rumor going for like the last like year, 2 years or something that LeBron, after he's done in the league, he's going to try to do some kind of league himself where it's like more Euro style basketball. And obviously like the goal is to make it kind of different than the NBA. Which is like kind of loaded in a lot of different senses. Cause like one thing is like, dang, the NBA was your bread and butter for 20 plus years. Yeah. And then if it's true, you're going to just go straight into, let me start a rival league. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But everybody knows that LeBron has, I won't say hated, but disliked much about the NBA. That's why he became such a cry. And I'm repping LeBron. I got my LeBron shirt on now. But he's cried about the calls. He's cried about this.
He's had a lot of like little disputes with the NBA over the years.
A lot of the time, that's why people call him the crybaby. And I think that reflects on the fact of how he thinks the NBA should be ran different. The league should just be ran different, just regulated differently than how it is now. And I think now he has the power to do something about it.
Yeah, facts. I'm interested in seeing it because honestly, depending on what they're looking at as far as the style of basketball, I would definitely say as like a lifelong NBA fan, the product lately has left a lot to be desired. Like that's an easy way to say it. Like, bro, sometimes I'll tune into a regular season game and it's literally just back and forth 3-pointers. Yeah. No skill, no nothing. Just, bro, I'm not trying to watch that, bro. Like if I could see that in the LA Fitness, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to see the NBA played in a way where it's like the elite players playing elite basketball. Yeah. And if you're tuning into NBA TV,
like dominating.
If you're tuning into NBA TV on a Thursday night, you're not seeing elite basketball.
No.
You seeing mediocre basketball. Mm-hmm. And it's one of them things where like
Joker's MVP and he's shooting 3-pointers all the time. You know what I mean? Like for his size, you want to see him in the paint. You want to see him dominating, which he does occasionally. But the fact that he resorts a lot of the times to the 3-pointer because he can make them.
And I don't even feel like it's just because he can make them. I think it's also him knowing where the game is now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because like
he's adjusting to it.
He definitely seems like the type of player that would be more into like staying low, staying in the block, you know, kind of controlling the game from there. But you can't do that now and be like a top player because of the way the game is, you know? So if it improves the game, I'm all for it. Like even just putting pressure on the NBA. It's kind of like the wrestling thing. Like back in the day, it was WWE, WCW, and they was competing. So like they were both trying to be the best. So that's like the height of wrestling. Yeah. With the NBA, they've never really had competition. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's always just been the NBA.
You make a good point. Like WWE, you know, they hold the reins for the wrestling world, but you still got AEW. You had TNA and WCW. Do you think they could take the fanship from the NBA just because it's a league that LeBron James helped establish and they're changing the rules? You think they could take the fanship from the NBA that easily?
I think it'll take a lot of time for sure. kind of like with the WWE, NBA is like an established brand. They already have the media rights, like with different distributors and
And the
streamers.
broadcasters,
Yeah, exactly. They already have everything already set up. They have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
They have the system, of how to, set up the courts. They already got relationships with the arenas and stuff. So it'll definitely take time. But if they can get the stars, and
that is the key. I think that's the key.
and it's an exciting form of basketball that people enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like really a moment, like if it does happen, it'll be a moment where like people could put their money where their mouth is. Because there's so many people that have always said like, oh, the NBA ain't like what it used to be.
Yeah.
So what if they give you a product that's more like what you used to watch? Are you actually gonna watch it? Are you actually gonna tune in? You know what I mean?
And it's a good point. And you referenced it earlier, like Live Golf. The best advantage they had that they took a bunch of the stars. And then once the PGA said, hey, if anybody goes over there, you're excluded from competing in the PGA. And that's when it settled things down. Like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, all right, we'll go and bring them back. If we can't compete in the PGA, then I get it.
Yeah. Man, something we had talked about before we pulled up, man, is because I've been me and my wife, like, our cool down thing is watching TV at night. You know what I'm saying?
Course,
like, we'll do like an hour. So like, if it's a 30-minute show, we could watch a couple episodes. If it's like a long show, we'll watch one. And then turn it off, go to sleep, whatever. But it's been tough, bro, because like, I don't know, bro. I just feel like so many shows be ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch something, like, I'm not I'm not the type that I'm gonna see this through. Like, if this is whack, like, sometimes, something that pisses me off, bro, is people be like, you gotta power through the first season. Bruh.
Yeah, that's tough.
If a whole season of a show is ass, I'm not trying to watch it, bro.
I'm not a power through the first season kind of person.
Facts, bro. Like, if this don't grab me from the first episode or like the first over the second episode, bro, I don't care, bro. I'm not gonna go through pain watching the show, bro.
That was with me with Ozark. And everybody loves Ozark. Are you Ozark fan?
I like Ozark, yeah. I wasn't like oh my God, but I liked it.
But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through the first season.
Yeah.
If I can't get through the first season, I'm not going to get through the rest of them.
Yo, so funny that you bring up Ozark, or just even talking about other shows, because like, my thing was, me and my wife started talking about like, what's the perfect length for a show? And we kind of landed on like 5 to 6 seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, usually that's like the space where it's like, it's perfect. She was kind of leaning a little more towards like 4, but then we looked up like the shows, like, for example, like the shows that are 5 seasons with the best rating, like the best shows of all time, 5 seasons, right? So number 10 on the list, that is actually a Collider list. The list is, let me see who wrote the list, because I didn't even check that. This is Dawson Niffenegger.
What platform though?
Collider.
Oh, Collider, gotcha.
So this is like the top 10 of 5 season shows. Number 10 on the list, Boardwalk Empire. You seen Boardwalk Empire?
First 2 seasons.
Dang, I'm a Boardwalk Empire fan. I like the whole thing, man. I like the whole thing
too.
So thumbs up or thumbs down for Boardwalk Empire from you?
I couldn't get through it because, and it might just be me. All right, I can't get through old timey shows.
I've heard that from a few people, but
yeah, I can't get through past shows.
That's my joint, bro. I love the old timey stuff. I like the old
can't get
stuff,
through it, man. I want present stuff because I gotta adapt and realize that okay, this is a different time. There's some, because there's one on that list that I'm gonna put as my number 1, but there's some that I can't. And Boardwalk Empire was dope. The history of Atlantic City and how all that came to be. And they were mobsters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were mobsters, how Atlantic City was built. I've been to Atlantic City.
And the dope thing about Boardwalk Empire, too, is like, it's pretty historically accurate. Like
during the Prohibition.
Yep. Literally, the first episode of Boardwalk Empire is the first night that Prohibition starts.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So like, and the people that are involved, like, for example, one of the characters that you get introduced to and is part of the whole show is Lucky Luciano, which is the guy that's basically credited with being the godfather of the mafia families in the United States. And this guy came from Atlantic City and kind of came up through those ranks.
Yeah.
He's part of the story. Man, boy, I'm like a history nerd too, though. You know what I mean? So like stuff like that, I love, bro.
For movies, yeah. Like Casino, when they had all that mobster and how Vegas was built, I love that. But I just couldn't stay hooked in the Boardwalk Empire. I couldn't. Just for
I feel
me.
that. I feel that. All right, so number 9 on the list, The Magicians, a show that ran from 2015 to 2020. I've never even heard of this show.
Yeah, I never heard of that show either.
But on here, the audience rating is 10 out of 10, bro. It's the only show on this list that's rated 10 out of 10, The Magicians. So me and Val was like, man, I might have to check that out because, bro, the only show on this list, 10 out of 10, like, it might be a good one. I don't really know what it's about, honestly. It's some kind of like supernatural type vibe.
Yeah. I love magic. So
it was on Sci-Fi.
I would be interested in that. Yeah.
It was on Sci-Fi. So maybe, 2015 to 2019 it ran. A show on Sci-Fi. So that was number 9. Number 8 is Merlin, 2008 to 2012. I've never seen Merlin. I've heard of it before. It kind of looked like to me like one of them shows that was like old timey but corny old timey. You know what I mean?
Was it about the magician Merlin or the wizard or what?
Yeah, it's about the wizard, like the fantasy wizard Merlin. You know what I mean? And it's classic folklore type vibe. You know what I mean? Like old timey stories and stuff like that. I might check that one out because it's 9.3 out of 10. It's one of the higher rated shows on this list too.
Yeah.
But the way, there's certain shows like that just have that like daytime TV kind of look to them.
Yeah.
And they just look corny. The acting is corny.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
You know what I mean? Like
that's soap opera.
That's just the way it looks to me. Like, for example, like Pretty Little Liars. My wife be watching that all the time. That show is trash.
Yeah,
bro.
wifey loves
trash.
that show.
The acting is, bro. I just can't. I can't believe how these people got on TV,
she
bro.
Love that show.
Insane, bro. Same thing with like Vampire Diaries. My wife be watching that, bro. I'd be like, dog, this is horrendous. What are you doing?
Gilmore Girls on the list.
Gilmore Girls.
Wifey was a big fan of that one,
bro. I'm sorry, man, but them shows are ass, bro.
I couldn't.
Certified Bunions.
When I was younger, maybe like I was a Dawson's Creek fan when it was airing on TV.
Yeah, but that was because you wasn't smart enough yet to know that it was trash.
That today.
Facts.
Like, there's no way I can go back and watch that today.
Facts. So this one, bro, didn't even ring a bell at all. It's a BBC show. Hey, yo, Orphan Black, 2013 to 2017. So it's a British show. Oh, actually, it's Canadian sci-fi series, sci-fi thriller. The premise of it is about a Torontonian woman who witnesses the death of a woman who looks exactly like her.
Yeah.
So that's how it starts.
Yeah.
That one's rated 9.0, so that one's pretty high up there also.
Who's rating this? Is this Dawson's Creek dude?
No. So like the ratings are like audience ratings.
Okay. He's just reporting
the guy is listing them because like even like some of the things on the list that are like higher, like 1, 2, 3, 4, some of those are rated like 7 out of 10.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, so this is just his list, but like with the audience ratings as well. So number 6 was one that surprised me, but I'm glad it was on there, and it made me feel good that it was on there because I love this show, bro. Key and Peele, bro.
Yeah, I do that. I still watch Key and Peele skits to this day.
Yo.
But I think, there's some shows that are perfect to end. If they try to keep going, they're going to reproduce the jokes, and stuff's going to stop getting funnier than it originally was.
I'm going to say something, bro. Not culturally, and not like as far as like what it meant and like monumental and everything. It's not better than Chappelle's Show. But funny wise, bro, like just straight laughs, Key and Peele is better than Chappelle's Show, bro. Key and Peele, every episode, damn near every skit had me laughing, bro.
Yeah.
Like that show is fucking hilarious, bro. And like Chappelle's Show had some spots that were like not as funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then especially like that Lost Skits season, which wasn't really like a season that he did, you know what I mean? But that season was kind of buns, you know what I mean? And you need him to come in, AJ? It's all good if any. Oh, all right. But yeah, that season was like buns, you know what I mean? But Key and Peele, bro.
I think what Key and Peele did good the best was to gauge what was funny and how long it needed to be funny for. Like some of the classic scenes, like when the two boys are talking about their wives, and he's like,
I said, bitch.
bitch. Like it went on just enough to the point where, like, all right, if he goes any further from the space scene,
I feel you.
you
They
know what I
they
mean?
they knew when to pull the plug on the skit.
Yes,
You know
yeah.
what I
Like
mean? Like,
I felt like all of their jokes were just long enough to stay funny, as opposed to like, all right, you're dragging it out. And I
yeah.
think they did a really good job at that. And that's why I feel when they realized that season 5 is like, all right, I think we've joked out and we need to just end it right here so it could stay a classic. It's a cult classic now. Memes are used to this day, like the Barack Obama where he's shaking hands with white people and dapping
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
black
yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's used as a meme to this day. I think they did a really good
Yeah,
job
no,
of
they
that.
got some classics.
Aaron, the college football names, Aquarius,
Slap ass.
Montarius. Like those are still classic. It's still funny today. I think
Yeah, nah.
did a really good job at that.
Like I said, I was surprised it was on the list, but I was happy it was on the list because
Yeah,
it was fire,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. I agree with that.
So number 5, You. I've never
it.
seen it. I know it was a huge show, romantic psychological thriller.
Yeah, he was like a crazy ass stalker dude or
Yeah.
something.
That-
Why if you watched it?
That genre to me don't really be hitting,
hmm
but it's rated 9.8 out of 10. You know what I mean? I can't argue. You know what I mean? This is just a taste thing. I don't like shows like
I'm
that.
not a You fan. I don't care. I couldn't get into it. It's not my thing. Wifey loved it. But I just didn't care about watching the premise of this psycho dude and the stuff he did and continue to watch. Jenna Ortega was in it though, and I heard she had a great role in it. And I'm a Jenna Ortega fan, but other than that, I probably will never watch it in my life.
No, I feel you. It's one of them shows that I probably never watch also.
Yeah.
So another show on here, The Last Kingdom, 2015
I heard
to
a lot
2022.
about that. I've always heard a lot about that show, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, that show is a BBC show as well. This one, high on the list, but audience rating 7 out of 10. So it's like people say it's better than average.
Yeah.
It's an old-timey show. So, and it says it's largely based on true events. So it might be something that I check out because I like stuff like that.
I've heard a lot of good things about that. I won't cap. I just never took the time to watch it.
So number 3 was kind of bold, but not bold at the same time. They put Stranger Things in there before the last season even dropped. Like, we know Stranger Things is only going to be 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
That's my
Because you never know.
Well, they're gonna be freaking adults by the time they try to do a 6th season.
Yeah, but there's other shows that have like picked up later on, you know what I mean, with a new story.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
I don't think they can.
I don't know, bro. If it makes insane money and they're all down, you never know, bro.
No, I don't think they can keep the lore of the. If Stranger Things goes to a season 6, they don't keep the lore of what these kids went through.
No, but what I'm saying is like it could even be something where like it just takes a long break and comes back 5 years down the line, and they just put them as parents. You know what I mean? Like, now it's a different story. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll give you that. So season 6 needs to take a while.
It could be one of them type of things.
I can see that.
Yo, matter of fact, man, my kids are a big fan of that.
Yeah, y'all went to the.
Yeah, man, that's what I was gonna talk about, man. We went to the Stranger Things experience when they had it in Atlanta back in the day, bro. That joint was super dope.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Halloween Horror Nights type of house, like interactive. It's kind of longer, escape room style. Like, bro, it's just that joint was super dope. I seen they doing one in Dallas now, like it's some kind of Stranger Things experience. I wonder what that's gonna be.
Like
about.
I said, I don't like old timey shows, but Stranger Things. You know, I'm an '80s baby. You know, I'm an old man, and I can relate growing up in that setting and everything that they had in that show. I remember growing up as, and I think that appealed to me a lot, which made me like the show more and enjoy watching it more.
Yeah, and Stranger Things is 9.2 out of 10, so highly rated.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Number 2 on the list, Breaking Bad, 08 to 2013. I remember distinctly watching. I distinctly remember watching the first episode of Breaking Bad and saying, bro, I don't know how they're going to keep this going. But somehow they did for 5 seasons, bro. That show was amazing.
They had good writers. I have a funny story about Breaking Bad that kind of got me tight. I thought it was 7 seasons. And it's because, I know it's 5 seasons, but you know how some networks break up the season in the middle and they take like a season off and So I'm like, oh, it's 7 seasons, right? So I'm on season 5, and this was like I was working. I just had it in the background. I was like, oh, you know what? I got 2 seasons to,
Yeah.
and then I realized I was on the last episode, and I'm looking. I was like, there's no way I'm on the last episode, and I haven't like really paid attention to enjoy this. And to this day, I have never watched the last episode of Breaking Bad.
Dang, you gotta rewatch the whole
I know
thing.
what happens, but I
Yeah.
never watched it. It's because I didn't appreciate that it was the last season and paid attention to it
Nah, I
because
feel
I
you.
thought it was 7 seasons. Because that's how Netflix had it in 7 seasons because they split it apart, but it was only 5 seasons. So I was like, I got 2 more seasons to catch up and really fully pay attention and absorb that last season. And I didn't. And I'm so mad. And one day I will go back and watch it from the
Yeah.
beginning.
The binge watching, that's like the double-edged sword part of it. Cause like when there's so many episodes of something, you could like fall asleep for a couple minutes and then like you won't even notice because you
Yeah.
just been watching already
Yeah.
a few episodes. You don't know where you're at.
Hmm.
You know, like you don't really differentiate season endings like you do
Yeah.
when you watch it live because like you're just watching.
Hmm.
So it like kind of changes the experience. But yeah, yo, number one on this list, what was Buddy's name again? I'm about to look it up.
Dawson.
Yeah, it was Dawson, right? Dawson something. Let's see. All right. Dawson Niffenegger.
Oh, yo.
Bruh. Number one on your list, top 10 5-season shows. He put The Twilight Zone, bro.
How old is this guy?
Bruh. 1959 and 1964. Bruh. Don't nobody need your movie geek take.
Yeah, no, that's
Like, let's
crazy.
put a real thing at number one,
You
bruh.
can't go from Stranger Things to Breaking Bad to Twilight Zone.
Bruh, like you hit your list was hitting, but that number one, dog, it was too deep. Like you went too deep with it,
Yeah.
bruh. Just put a dope. If you wanted to show love to one of the OGs, this is another thing, bruh. This whole like, I get it, like showing love to the people before us and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Nah.
But bruh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Twilight Zone, best 5-season show of all
Nah,
time. Like, I get the influence. I get that a lot of stuff was taken ideal-wise from Twilight Zone. I get it, bruh. I get the significance in TV. But no, bruh.
Nah, bro. And like I said, all those shows on that list, and then to resort, Alfred. A lot of people don't even know who Alfred Hitchcock is, bro.
Literally.
Like I was watching a TV show with wifey, and I was like, "Oh, that's Alfred Hitchcock." She's like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "All right,
All right.
let me tell you." That's what I mean. You can't end the list with the number one with Twilight Zone. It just doesn't work like that. That's what I hate about all the lists that are made today, whether it's the top artists, female artists, R&B artists, hip hop artists. Like people aren't staying true to how the list should build up. They're trying to appeal to some certain kind of freaking group of users that are going to read the article and agree with it.
Yeah. Man, it kind of goes into like what we were talking about last week, and it's just what's like a theme right now. Like even me, like working on music, it's like trying to find that balance of like where you need to be in the content space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's major.
how can I be effective with what I'm doing, but also like not do too much, not do too little, let people see, you know, the stuff that I want them to see, but also like not more than I want them to see, but enough of what they want to see.
Yeah.
Like it's just a weird space to
You gotta
be
gauge
in. You
that
know what I
very,
mean?
very well. Find a balance.
And it's like people in general, like as a whole, they're just so like down for like the crash out vibe, bro. Like, which is like we were talking before we started recording about Cardi B. Is like that's like one of the things that puts her over the top as far as like exposure with people and being like the topic of conversation, because like she's always on some crash out stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying she's doing it for that. I think it's just like her personality, but it just works because people just want to see somebody crashing out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just one of those things where it's like, bruh, that's not what everybody wants to do to express their art. You know what I mean?
And you know what? You know what's something I thought about the other day, and you just reminded me of it. That's what I like about group chats. It shows the variety of things we enjoy, right? And I know y'all go in on me what I don't enjoy, but I appreciate that there's something out there that 4 out of 5 of the people of our group chat enjoy, but not me. but 4 out of the 5 people enjoy it. So that's good. So keep making stuff
Facts.
that 4 out of the 5 people enjoy, and there's gonna be that one person that doesn't enjoy it.
Facts. That's like Drake for me, bro. Like y'all all love Drake,
Yeah, and
and I'm like, what?
exactly.
What?
And we're not gonna stop enjoying him.
Exactly.
And you're not gonna stop clowning us for enjoying him. But that's just the freaking like the environment of what appeals to you is, right? You're gonna appeal to some people and you're not do to others. But if you keep appealing to people who enjoy your stuff, that's all that matters. The people who don't enjoy it are always gonna exist, and they're gonna conflict with the people who enjoy your stuff. But that's gonna give them something to talk about, and you're just gonna keep coming up, and that's a good thing to me.
Nah, facts.
That is a good thing to me.
Yeah, man. Speaking of content and like quality of content and stuff, man. Shout out to Ian, dog, and the homies at the Polymath.
Hey,
yo, man, we've been in there cooking up, right? And they just upgraded to for all the music nerds out there, man. They just upgraded to the Sony C800G camera. It was my first time seeing that baby in action. You know, just being in the presence and recording on it. And as soon as I recorded on it, I'm like, dang, bro, I cannot record on anything but this from now on, man. Because it just it feels insane, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like one of those things kind of like relating it to the content, like trying to figure out like, do people value the quality as much as the quantity, or like what is it? You know what I mean? Like it's like a funny little back and forth, and just trying to figure out that angle of it out. Like a lot of people that do anything creative now, they kind of know like the vibe now is like you're also creating content and you have to worry about that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like sometimes it's like a task, but at the same time, it's like, man, that's just the obstacles that we're dealing with now, bro. Like there was always some kind of obstacle, and if you want it bad enough, you just gotta make it happen. You know?
Yeah. But that's one thing that I laugh about, because everybody says there's too much content out there. Meanwhile, everybody has a little bit in them that they want to create content themselves.
Nah, facts.
Like just do it, and then they're worried about the quality of it. But you can have the greatest quality in the world and just not have any good content.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're worried about the quality over the content, the longevity in there just doesn't exist. It's gonna fall out. That eventually be like, oh, this looks really good, but I'm tired of hearing it.
Yeah, I mean, good example was like Kai Cenat, bro. When he started, it was just a webcam
Yeah.
in front of his computer, bro. Like, and he just made it happen. Yo, we gonna wrap up with this, man. Yo, AJ, you ever rocked with wrestling back in the day, or not too much? All right, yo, because like we were talking the other day about what's the wrestlers that you remember from when you was younger.
Yeah.
That like you rocked with them, but they never like really won. They never like won any belts or anything. It's like you would always be like rooting for them.
WrestleMania.
Like for example, like for me, bro, it was Scotty Too Hotty, bro. He would always, bro. He came out. He had the Too Cool entrance. You know that song was dope. He would do the worm in the match. You know what I mean?
Scotty
But dog, he would just take L after L, bro. Nothing but L's, dog. And every time I would see Scotty Too Hotty take that L, I'd be like,
but
no.
let me ask you this though: was it his wrestling skill, his ability in the ring, or his character that won you over?
I feel like it was a little of both, because like I said, the worm, you know what I mean?
But that was his
like
entrance.
No,
that was
he
part
did
of
it.
the finisher.
He did it in a finisher.
That was part of his finisher.
And like he was like a smaller wrestler, so he was like kind of agile, jump off the top rope, you know what I mean? So like I rocked with Scotty Too Hotty, man. That was my guy back in the day.
He looked like Guy Fieri, now that I think about it.
Yo, he did, though. You ain't lying, bro.
He looked like Guy Fieri.
He did, dog. It was so funny. Like, they just took these, like, super, like, square white dudes and turned them into, like, hip-hop dudes. And I was just like, yo.
Who was his teammate? Scotty Too Hotty?
Grandmaster Sexay, dog. Yo, Grandmaster Sexay used to go off the top rope, right? And he had the goggles on his head. Yeah. And he would put the goggles on and pretend like he was wiping them off. And then do the leg drop, dog. I remember that.
Yeah, that was dope. I would have to say, and like, you know, it's people who you still think about today. And many people might not agree with me, but you remember Dean Malenko?
Dean Malenko, of
Dean
course,
Malenko
bro.
was that dude, bro.
He was in the Four Horsemen for a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what introduced me to him. Then he had his own version of the Boston Crab.
Oh yeah.
The Texas Cloverleaf.
Yep.
Texas Cloverleaf. Like he was a wrestler, and I like the name. Dean Malenko was a dope name. He had a good look.
He had that like no nonsense vibe, and he was
Yeah.
like mad technical, like
That's
and
what I'm
mad smooth
saying.
with his wrestling.
I wonder why they never did anything. I know now he's like a trainer, and like I don't know if AEW or one of those lower wrestling leagues.
I think he's still with. No, he might be in AEW, but I know he was with WWE for a long time as an agent, like a backstage agent.
But you know why? Because I remember WCW Monday Night Nitro on Nintendo 64. I always picked Dean Malenko, bro. Try to put everybody in that finish.
He was kind of like not skill wise, but it's funny because when WCW got bought out, him and Scotty Tuhati had a lot of matches, bro.
I remember that.
But they were just smaller guys, so they were never gonna be like the champion. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get older, you realize that like, oh, he was 5'8".
Yeah,
that's why.
He was.
That's why
it was like me wrestling.
Yeah.
And if you're not Rey Mysterio at that height, you're not
literally, bro. He's the only one that like really
Yeah.
broke through in a big way because of like the uniqueness of his style. You know.
But wait, quick before we wrap this up, I wanted to ask you this because I feel a way about this today, and I have someone to put in this category. Who do you think was forced to be big, overrated, that shouldn't be in the limelight they're in now?
Forced to be big, overrated, shouldn't have gone. Like now or like back in right now?
Now.
Dang, man. A hot take for me with that, bro, is Cody Rhodes, dog.
No.
It's like he just like sometimes I feel like there's like no real story. He's just like there just because they want him to be there. You know what I mean?
But they built his story off Dusty Rhodes. That's the thing.
I just feel like there's like ups and downs to it, and with him, they've just been.
But you even think he wrestles good?
I like his wrestling. I'm not like a huge fan. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm looking for him for his wrestling. You know what I mean? Like another one for me is like, I'm not gonna lie, for a while, bro, has been Seth Rollins, man. He's the same. Like he just always be like at the top, but like sometimes what he's doing is just don't grab me.
But I think and I saw this on the WWE special on Netflix that we talked about, the behind the scenes stuff, where they said they used him to replace CM Punk.
Yeah.
And I got that. That made sense. But if that never happened, I wouldn't see it either.
Yeah.
You know who I think shouldn't be in the limelight?
Who?
Jey Uso, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's like a big online conversation. Like it's not even just you.
Like outside from the entrance and the yeet and the presentation, he sucks as a wrestler, bro. I will say it right now. Jey Uso sucks as a wrestler. I love his entrance. I love the yeet. I love the presentation. I love everything. But he comes from a tag team, initializing as a tag team member to being a solo member, and he hasn't adjusted to that well. He can't keep the fight going. I don't think he wrestles good, man. I think that shit. I think the entrance and the fan base and all that yeet shit is the only thing that's holding them on.
I definitely agree that I feel like they're making him like a caricature right now.
That is exactly
like he don't really have like a character. He's just like a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, and they're just putting it on full display.
Yep.
I feel like he could be doing better stuff, but they not using him that way. You know what I mean? I kind of feel the same. Like that's how I feel about Cody Rhodes. Like Cody Rhodes is dope, but they use him in such a corny spot that it just doesn't hit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, man. We'll kind of wrap up with that, man. It was a dope episode, man. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I was saucy before we even started, dog. I was feeling it.
It's about drive. It's about power.
It's about drive. It's about power. Stay butter.